It is hard to believe a Victorian mother went to hospital telling them she was in labour. She was turned away though, staff there saying she was just suffering from a UTI. But less than an hour later, Courtney gave birth in her bedroom at home with the help of her best friend Ashley.
Boy, oh boy. They
Crazy.
join us from Ballarat in Victoria right now. A little round of applause for this beautiful
well
family. Nice to see you guys. All right, so obviously, I mean, we can't fathom, Courtney, what happened. Can you just tell everyone at home?
Yeah, so it started at about 6:30 at night. I started getting these contractions, all these pains, and they just progressed and they were coming quicker and stronger. I was at your house and we decided to come back into Ballarat because she lives out of town. And we rang the hospital and they said, yeah, sure, come on up. Got to the hospital. By this point, the pain was agonising. I was begging for pain relief and everything. And they basically ran some tests and just came back and said, no, you've got a UTI and a bad kidney infection. They can mimic labour.
But
yeah,
you were pretty certain. You were pretty certain.
Unbelievable.
And Ash, you were there as well. What gave you the idea that it was a little bit more than a UTI?
I myself, I've had 6 children, so I was 100% certain she was in labour and contracting every 2 minutes. And it was a bit unbelievable when they sort of said go home and gave Courtney a sleeping tablet and some Panadeine Forte. Yeah, and we not long got home, and I think we were here about half an hour before little baby Aleda was already coming.
Oh, that's...
So this is the thing, Ashley. You're not even a doctor and you knew what was going on. You knew better than the guys in the hospital.
Yeah, I think they just had, you know, their eyes sort of fixated on, you know, the monitor's not picking up contractions and your cervix doesn't look like it's opening, and I think sometimes you just got to look at the bigger picture, you know, like actually look at the woman, and she's in pain and they're regular, and baby Aleda was certainly on her way.
Well, I wouldn't argue with you, Ash. You've had 6. Courtney, though, you're in the middle of all this, and you've got your best mate there.
Yes.
Just describe to me what those emotions and the conversations were like when Ash goes, she's coming.
I don't think I really spoke. I was in a bit of shock. I'm still in shock. I don't know what I would have done if she wasn't there. It definitely would have been a completely different outcome, I think. It was just luck, pure luck that she was there. She didn't leave my side. Yeah.
And without going into too much detail, but the baby comes out. What was that moment like?
Something I've never experienced before. With my first, I had an epidural, so I didn't feel anything. Obviously, there was no epidural this time, so I felt everything. But I didn't really have to push. She was coming out. There was no stopping her.
So you're lucky. I mean, it could have ended a lot differently, that's for sure, if you didn't have Ash by your side. How is your little bub doing?
Yes. Very well, very well. She was 3 days premature, but no, she's good. She's really good.
Beautiful.
And Ash, for you, the experience, does it leave you a little bit angry, or are you just sort of happy that it's all kind of worked out?
It does make me angry. The fact that Courtney, as an expecting mum and a patient, wasn't heard and wasn't listened to and was just brushed off and sent. For this to have happened and something had have gone wrong, like there was only so much I could do. It was just really lucky that everything went smoothly and there wasn't any complications, you know, during or after the birth that could have ended very differently.
Well, look, if I ever have a baby Ash, I want you there.
Thankfully, that will never happen.
and we're sure glad little Carlos is fine.
Maybe Carleen.
All the very best, ladies. I know it wasn't the easiest end to the pregnancy, but what a start to life. We're so glad everything's okay.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we've received a statement from Grampians Health spokesperson who said this: the safety of our patients is critical to our role as a healthcare organisation, and we are committed to providing excellence in care. Just finally, Courtney, what do you think about that? Yeah.
It's an interesting one.
It's a little too late for you, right?
I just don't think that there's...
I was not heard. They weren't listening to me. Yeah.
It's a real issue.
I think they were in a bit of shock when I went back with a baby.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Thanks, ladies. All the very best. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Legends.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and
What's my name again?
Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?
Always happens.